Hey there, guys. Yeah, so I'm just going to talk today a little bit about my experience with ayahuasca. I've done quite a few ceremonies now. So I just thought I'd share some of the things of how it sort of benefited me uh, and what I've seen the benefits in others, and also some of the not so, some of the things just to watch out for. So let's get started. I'd say the main thing that it helped me with is that I had, it wasn't in my conscious mind, but I had a lot of, if you like, sort of things I wasn't even aware of, like emotions stuck in the body, linked to all the stories that I've been told over the years, and especially a lot of the negativity and things like that. And they seem to be stored in my body, even in places, which you're not really cognizant of, like internal organs and in energetic places in the body. And there was a great amount of purging during the ayahuasca experience. And in that purging, when it came out both in the front ways and the back ways, you really felt that untangle itself. The stories that are attached to these emotions in the body all became sort of loosened and untangled. And then once you get it out, it's like a big relief, and there's a massive sort of, just big space, in your body again, and you just feel a lot freer, and you don't, the stories hold less weight afterwards, and you just feel more you afterwards. Also, it was very helpful. It can actually bring to your attention like stories that you've been holding, since childhood, that you might have forgotten that could be affecting you now. That can come in sort of visions or just in the mind, and it can help you sort of, go back to that place and sort of change the story and see it from a different perspective and loosen it again. And yeah, so it really helped me in those ways get rid of old paradigms, things that weren't serving me, and feel a lot lighter afterwards. So I think for me that was the main benefits that I got. And some of the things I saw in other people I actually saw quite a lot of real physical healing, like people healing from real physical diseases. But in those cases, that tended to be with people who were there for a very long time. And I think it was like a whole system approach. It wasn't just the ayahuasca, it was the fact that they're eating a special diet, every day, specified by the shaman. They're eating this for like, some people doing it 6 months to a year, and, I saw physical changes in them who had proper medical conditions, change. I think it's less likely, if you're just going to do like a quick retreat or a weekend, but you're going to get that necessarily. The physical healing, I think that is like a whole holistic, systematic approach where it's all combined with the diet, you're meditating all day, and you're doing the ayahuasca and getting the healing as well. But that is something I saw. I saw quite a few people discover some of their hidden talents as well. That came out, particularly in music and singing. And even I felt that as well. Even I wasn't there for like months and months, more just a few weeks. But I felt, towards the end, I felt like a pop in my throat. And then this voice would come out. And I don't want to put myself down, but my singing voice is, normally horrendous. Really bad. But this voice, it sounded like a real angel. And I'm sure, if I was there for longer, I had a bit of guidance with the teacher, they would sort of help guide that voice out, and maybe more sort of musical talents I didn't, know I had. And yeah, I saw other people there, who'd never ever sung before, and then I heard them sing. It was like, wow, amazing. And other people, unleash other talents and discover as well. So it kind of, it sort of unveils hidden talents and hidden things in your psyche that you might not be able to see normally, or brings it to the fore, helps you see it clearly, evaluate it, and things like that. I also had some more sort of esoteric experiences, such as meeting Jesus, encounters with aliens. I was told that such and such is my soulmate and things like that. And at the time, I thought that was all great, and I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was 100% real and everything like that. But when I came afterwards, upon reflection, I'm pretty sure that is more a reflection again of what's deep in my psyche and what the psyche sort of wanted. I desperately wanted to meet Jesus. I wanted this person to be my soulmate. So it kind of gave me, if you like, what I wanted. It wasn't, it was more a reflection of my mind rather than giving pure information from outside that's new, etc. And the reason why I mentioned that, and just to be cautious of those things, is afterwards I spent quite a few months in a community where everyone's sort of doing ayahuasca, and then you do get people who don't clearly discern the whole experience, and they can sometimes get a bit carried away, and then you get them then thinking that they're Jesus or in contact with aliens, and then they start teaching it to others, and and then there's that ripple effect where you get this sort of false teachings and false realities compounded throughout society, and that's probably not so great. And that's not to say that people don't have real experiences with Jesus and aliens and whatever, and get that kind of information. I'm just saying that you actually have to use discernment of where that information comes from, because it can come from just from your own psyche and desire, or it can be genuine. That's just up to you to discern. You know yourself, and I think if you meditate on that, where it's coming from. Where the authenticity is, where the source is coming from. So I just think people have to be a bit careful of that, because people can get a bit carried away in the ayahuasca community afterwards. But overall, I would say it's a beautiful medicine. I mean, I got great healing, from the old stories, the old paradigms. I received lots. My emotions were restored. More back to its pure essence, and that was beautiful. My mind was clear. My body was clear. I was feeling clean and healthy, and it was beautiful. So. For me, the experience was great, and I think one day I'll probably do it again as well. So I just wanted to share that with you, and that's it. Okay, God bless.